All right, welcome back to the channel. Man, let me tell you, Canelo Alvarez is really disappointing me, man. This has not been a good couple years to be a fan of Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is saying that he doesn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade because Demetrius Andrade is boring. Oh my God. How about that being code for you don't think you can beat him? Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, and that way you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to say thank you so much to the supporters on my Patreon community and the live stream community who come to the channel Monday through Fridays for the live streams in the morning, and our show, big show that we do every week, OG Boxing Talk with myself, KQKC Boxing, Curtis Anderson, and Blood Boxing, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, Sunday morning. All right, man. Y'all, anybody familiar with this channel knows that I'm a big fan. I like Canelo Alvarez, man. I like his skill. I thought that Canelo Alvarez is the type of guy that would fight anybody. But what he said about Demetrius Andrade is it just tells me, nah, man, you just don't want no smoke with him, man. I don't think Canelo can beat Demetrius Andrade. When you resort to calling somebody boring, that just means that you're not going to be able to hit him. That's how I see. When Canelo Alvarez is asked about whether he's going to fight Demetrius Andrade, Demetrius Andrade is a champion at 160 pounds. Demetrius Andrade, if Canelo Alvarez would have just fought Demetrius Andrade, he could have unified the 160-pound division and been an undisputed champion at 160 pounds. He was one fight away. He had all three belts, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF when he beat Gennady Golovkin for those. The WBO champion at the time is Demetrius Andrade, but he wouldn't fight him. He decides to go some other route and fight Rocky Fielding some other weight class up. Look, man, let me give you a little background on this. Canelo Alvarez has ducked Jamal Charlo and ducked Demetrius Andrade. These guys are all 154 pounders. These guys were all at that weight class around the same time, man. If they weren't there at the same time. Demetrius Andrade had a layoff, but he's moved up from 154 to 160. Jamal Charlo, who's the WBC champion, moved up from 154 to 160. Canelo Alvarez moved up from 154 to 160. These guys are his contemporaries. Not talking about flat-footed alcoholic Sergey Kovalev, who's already been knocked out twice. Yeah, there's some risk to it, but look at the type of people Canelo Alvarez is fighting. There is something called, in boxing, you know the saying, styles make fights. Styles make fights. Sergey Kovalev is a difficult fight for a lot of different people. Without a doubt, he's a very good fighter. He's an accomplished fighter. Same thing for Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin is a very good fighter. He is a very accomplished fighter. Daniel Jacobs as well. But none of these guys fight like the style of fighter that Canelo Alvarez has lost to, and the most difficult fight that Canelo has had that he quote unquote won. That is Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Erislandy Lara. Two slick fighters, two very defensively responsible fighters who will move on the outside, will not stay right there for you to hit, and will make you come to them. And one of them particularly is a southpaw. That is exactly what Demetrius Andrade is. Demetrius Andrade is a slick fighter that can move very well, that is not there for you just to hit. You're not just going to be rolling punches and counter punching him. And he is a southpaw. Exactly what has given Canelo Alvarez problems in the past. This is not a matter of, in my opinion, this is not a matter of Canelo Alvarez thinking Demetrius Andrade is boring. I think it's a matter of Canelo Alvarez thinking he might lose that fight. And in fact, if Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andrade fought, and even with the Canelo Alvarez, you got to knock Canelo Alvarez out to get a win. Even with that, I might still favor Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade, I'm saying, I sometimes I say Andrade because I have a friend who spells their name like that, but he pronounces his Andrade. That's what the problem is with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to fight an athletic fighter. Let me go through the names of the people that he fought. You have Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs is probably the most athletic fighter that he has fought, but still, Daniel Jacobs is somebody that lost to Gennady Golovkin and somebody that had already been knocked out by what's the name of it? Pirog. Been knocked out by Pirog. He had already been beaten by people who were just pretty much straightforward come forward fighters. Daniel Jacobs is not some superly defensive or slick type of fighter. Besides that, you had Rocky Fielding, another flat-footed fighter. Gennady Golovkin, flat-footed fighter. Gennady Golovkin, flat-footed fighter. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., flat-footed, not without an inch of talent fighter. Liam Smith, Amir Khan, Cotto, and Kirkland. Cotto, none of these guys have been the style of fighter that has given Canelo Alvarez problems in the past. And that, again, is a slick, athletic fighter like Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Demetrius Andrade, who's very tall, long, has faster hands than Canelo Alvarez, counterpunches very well, is a very, very intelligent fighter. And look, Canelo Alvarez shouldn't get a pass on this, man. Canelo Alvarez is getting way too many passes, man. Way too many passes. I'm okay with him not fighting Gennady Golovkin because who cares? He's already fought Gennady Golovkin. We've been there, done that, and then went back there and did it again. Okay, been there, done that. That's how I feel about even this Kovalev fight. I still feel like this is just Gennady Golovkin 3 with a guy with less heart, longer arms and less heart with Kovalev. But it's a dangerous fight for him. But it's not the type of fight where I don't know for sure if Canelo Alvarez is the best guy in his own crop of fighters that are around the same age, around the same weight, fought in the same division. This guy is moving, fighting older fighters. Gennady Golovkin's a much older fighter than him. Daniel Jacobs had already been beaten and been knocked out. You have Sergey Kovalev, who's been beaten and been knocked out twice. He's been beaten 3 times and been knocked out twice. The book's out on on Sergey Kovalev. The only question is, can Canelo Alvarez duplicate the blueprint? That's it. Other than that, man, no. And I feel sorry for Demetrius Andrade. And it's kind of hard for me to do, but this guy can't get a fight with Billy Joe Saunders. This dude cannot get a fight with Canelo. This dude can't get a fight with Canelo Alvarez. And these guys are on the same network as him. Now, him fighting Jamal Charlo, I think that's a fight that should happen. At this point, make the fight happen. But still, what's going to happen if they fight each other? And just say Jamal Charlo beats Demetrius Andrade. Will that make Canelo Alvarez fight him? Absolutely not. Because Canelo Alvarez thinks that he is this big superstar cash cow guy who can fight whoever he wants to. And there's no financial incentive to do otherwise because he's getting paid out of the budget of DAZN. This guy doesn't even actually have to, Canelo doesn't even have to actually sell pay-per-views and attract people to actually watch his fights to get paid now. Canelo Alvarez is getting paid $35 million with 400,000, 450,000 people watching him. Come on, man. This is not good. It's not good, and it's very, very hard to continue to be a Canelo Alvarez fan if he's going to say stuff like that. It's bad enough that I had to sit through this computerall stuff, right? Where he's fighting Gennady Golovkin and he pops dirty. The guy doesn't even get suspended. I mean, they cancel one fight, but he's back fighting Rocky Fielding or whoever it was. They push it off. Gennady Golovkin fight is pushed back. They have it in September, and then right after that, in like December, after that, it's a couple months later, but in the same calendar year, I do believe, he fights Rocky Fielding for the same amount of money as he would have gotten fighting Gennady Golovkin before it got canceled. It's just, man, I really wish some things would change about boxing, but this just blatant ducking people that just, and it's not even like he's saying, it's not even like he's just ducking them, right? And the fight's just not getting made, right? Like, yeah, I want to fight you, but the fight never gets made. Somehow there's this demand or that demand, kind of like Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Man, Anthony Joshua didn't want to fight Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn didn't want Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder. But at least what they did was they acted like they wanted to fight him, right? They started acting like it. They lied about it. Canelo Alvarez is so smug with his ducking that he ain't even gonna lie to you. He's gonna say, I don't care. I'm not fighting him. He's boring. Nah, dog, he ain't boring. Ain't nothing boring about Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade's fights are good if you can hit him. What he means is it's gonna be hard for him to hit him. That he's gonna have to chase him down. He's gonna have to think and figure out how he's gonna even lay a glove on Demetrius Andrade. That's what he means by boring. Like Floyd Mayweather Jr. is boring or Pernell Whitaker is boring, right? People that make it difficult for you to hit them are boring. I can't go with it, man. I think it's garbage. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.